Magandang araw mga kababayan. This is Dante Klink ang II, Chairperson of the Commission on Filipinos Overseas. The CFO is the government agency that helps Filipino immigrants prepare for a successful life overseas. Unlike other migrant-focused agencies, the CFO plays a unique role in strengthening the economic, cultural, and political ties between Filipinos overseas and the Philippines. Even before our kababayan leave for foreign lands, CFO equips immigrants with information and helps them easily integrate into their destination countries and prepares them to become successful ambassadors of Filipino culture and excellence. For us at the Commission on Filipinos Overseas, the global Filipino diaspora is an untapped resource beyond remittances, waiting to be unlocked for intellectual, cultural, and national growth. As we strengthen a fabric that connects the global Filipino community through various programs and initiatives, we transform the challenges of brain drain into opportunities of brain gain. The CFO seeks to nurture the strong sense of Filipino community across the globe, while also encouraging them to contribute to the nation's development. We thank Radyo Pilipinas for giving us this platform to the challenges and triumphs of migration and development. We hope that the global Pinoy will be made aware of the programs and services that empower them toward meaningful migration and pave the way to immigrant success. Tandaan kabayan, para sa inyo ito, mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas.
Narito na ang programang mag-uugnay sa mga Pilipinong naninirahan sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. Serbisyong CFO sa Bagong Pilipinas. Serbisyong hatid ng Commission on Filipino Overseas at Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Ang programang magtatampok sa mga proyekto at serbisyo publiko upang mapalakas ang ugnayan ng milyong-milyong Pilipino sa kanilang bansang pinagmulan. Serbisyong CFO sa Bagong Pilipinas. Dito sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Tinig ng bayan, lakas ng katotohanan.
Himpapawid na may layuning paglingkuran ang mamamayan.
Sa bawat kwento may diwa ng serbisyo.
Sa bawat balita may puso at paninindigan. Ito ang Serbisyong
CFO
sa Bagong Pilipinas.
Serbisyong CFO sa Bagong Pilipinas. Dito sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Magandang araw, Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao.
Magandang araw din po sa lahat ng Pilipino, saan man sa mundo.
Ito ang tambalang.
Jairus Madlang Bayan.
At Ares Gutierrez, kayo'y nakikinig sa Serbisyong CFO sa Bagong Pilipinas, handog ng Commission on Filipinos Overseas at ng Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Ayun, ngayon po ay Martes, ika-27 ng Enero 2026. Magtungo po tayo sa mga balita na may kinalaman sa ating mga overseas Pinoys.
Nandito na ang mga mahahalagang balita at anunsyo mula sa Commission on Filipinos Overseas. Balitang CFO. Balitang CFO. Dito lamang sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
CFO Secretary Dante Klink ang II discusses the Commission's mandate and initiatives in Philippine Nurses Association of America Global Summit.
CFO gathers stakeholders for consultation to enhance representation for Filipino diaspora engagement.
CFO opens nomination for the 2026 Presidential Awards for Filipino individuals and organizations.
Nandito na ang mga mahahalagang balita at anunsyo mula sa Commission on Filipinos Overseas. Balitang CFO. Balitang CFO. Dito lamang sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Secretary Dante Klink ang II of the Commission of Filipinos Overseas expressed support for the causes of Filipino nurses worldwide during the first day of the 2026 Filipino Nurses Global Summit and International Nursing Conference held on January 22 at Conrad Hotel in Pasay City, with the theme Beyond Borders, Filipino Nurses, Impact and Influence in Global Health Transformation. The two-day event gathered more than 600 Filipino nurses worldwide, including nursing stakeholders from the United States, Australia, Canada, Guam, Iceland, India, Ireland, Japan, Saudi Arabia, the United Kingdom, and the Philippines. The event was organized by the Philippine Nurses Association Incorporated, Association of Deans of Philippine Colleges of Nursing, and the Commission on Filipinos Overseas. Serving as one of the resource speakers under the session, Strengthening the Global Nursing Workforce, Retention, Resilience, and Recruitment, Secretary Ang highlighted CFO's initiatives in promoting welfare and global competitiveness of Filipino nurses abroad. He underscored how CFO, along with PNA, and other nursing stakeholders, successfully lobbied to the U.S. government in 2007 for the establishment of the first NCLEX testing site in the Philippines, making it easier for qualified Filipinos to enter the U.S. nursing workforce. He also shared other services and diaspora engagement programs of the CFO, such as the Pre-Departure Orientation Seminar for Emigrants, Link Appeal, ULEAD, and Balinkbayan Project, stressing that Filipino nurses abroad could contribute to national development.
Nandito na ang mga mahahalagang balita at anunsyo mula sa Commission on Filipinos Overseas. Balitang CFO. Balitang CFO. Dito lamang sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
On the other hand, the Commission on Filipinos Overseas, or CFO, gathered government partners, policy experts, academics, and overseas Filipino community representatives for a stakeholders consultation for the re-establishment and redeployment of the Emigrant Services Attaché of the Commission. The consultation took place at the CFO's main office and via Zoom, providing a platform for stakeholders to propose strategies to refine the operational framework and strategically roll out the ESA as the CFO representative overseas. Given the evolving landscape of the Filipino diaspora and the pressing need for a stronger government presence to optimize diaspora engagement for national development, the CFO reiterates the advocacy for overseas postings supported by sound evidence, multidisciplinary perspectives, and stakeholder input. Undersecretary Maria Arlene S. Borja provided a comprehensive presentation of the CFO's proposal to the body. With over 2.7 million constituents worldwide, the CFO's push for an ESA is not merely a revival of an old institutional framework, but a strategic, forward-looking initiative that emphasizes the diaspora's role as partners in national development. The CFO is proposing to post the ESA in major destination countries, holding a significant number of its constituents, particularly in the United States of America, Japan, and South Korea.
Alamin ang mga serbisyong inihahatid ng Commission on Filipinos Overseas. Serbisyong CFO. Dito lamang sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Martes na naman po ngayon at araw ng serbisyong CFO sa bagong Pilipinas World Service. At ito po ang ano bang tawag natin? Co-anchoring debut ni Sir Jairus Madlambayan. Siya po ay Jairus, ko na nga magpakilala.
Opo, ayun, maraming salamat po Sir Ares. Ako po si Jairus Madlambayan sa ating mga manonood. Mula rin po sa CFO. Magandang umaga po at welcome to me. Ayun.
Ano bang ginagawa mo sa CFO, Jairus?
As a CFO, sir, ako po ay parte ng Project Management Division, sir. Bale, alam naman po natin na napakaraming programang inihahain ng ating komisyon para sa overseas Filipinos, pati sa kanilang pamilya na nasa Pilipinas. Kami po ay nag-handle ng mga programa katulad ng Link Appeal, ng Balinkbayan, ng ULEAD, ang dami pa pong iba, sir.
Kita nyo naman, buong-buo ang boses ng ating co-anchor.
Mana po sa inyo, sir.
Malamang palitan na rin ako nito. Anyway,
hindi po pwede, sir.
Ikaw na nga, Jairus, ang mag-introduce sa ating guest.
Oo nga, sir. Meron po tayong bigating guest ngayong araw, no? Mula sa tahimik na baybayin ng Dumaguete, ang ating guest ay nakaabot sa newsroom ng malalaking media organizations sa Metro Manila gaya ng GMA News, ABS-CBN, at Philippine Daily Inquirer. At ngayon, nasa South China Morning Post na siya, Sir Ares, na nasa Hong Kong na nakabase. Ang ating panauhin, sir, ay patunay na ang boses ng PROMD ay kayang umalingaw-ngaw saan man sa mundo. Ang galing talaga ng mga Pinoy, sir.
Alam mo ba, Jairus, minsan kung nakasama sa isang newsroom, itong ating guest at madali kaming nagkapagpalagayan ng loob dahil pareho kaming Bisaya.
Ay, okay.
Oo.
Tagasan po ba kayo, sir?
Well, ako ay lumaki sa Manila, pero ang home province ko ay Bohol. Pero yung
Bohol.
lola ko ay kababayan ng ating guest.
Opo.
Ang ating guest ay graduate ng Silliman University sa Dumaguete at nag-masters sa Ateneo de
Ay.
Manila University. At naging fellow ng Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative sa US. Project ito ni President Obama.
Opo.
So, isa siya sa napili. Isa rin siyang award-winning composer. No? Sikat ito na composer at songwriter sa Visayas kasi there was a time na prinomote ng husto yung ang tawag doon ay Bispop.
Visayan
pop
Visayan
music,
pop.
Visayan rock, mga ganon. So, isa siya sa mga nag-emerge na magagaling
Opo.
na songwriters in the Visayan language. Hindi lang Cebuano kasi maraming version yung Bisaya.
Opo.
Itong ating guest ay taga Dumaguete.
Taga-Dumaguete.
Kaya napakabait nitong taong ito. So, Rafi, maraming salamat for accepting our invitation kahit na short notice. As usual, hindi ka naman siguro napilitan.
Welcome po si Sir Bisyong CFO, Sir Rafi.
Yes. Hi. Good morning, Sir Jairus and Sir Adas. It's good to talk to you again.
Ayun po.
It's been a while. Salamat sa napaka-bonggang introduction.
Oo, talagang
Ayan
bongga
naman
ka
po tayo.
bongga ka talaga
Napaka-multifaceted niyo pala, sir.
Alam
Sir
mo,
Rafi.
bibiruin ko sana itong si Rafi na nagpunta lang ng Hong Kong, may accent na. Hindi,
Ay, wow.
si Rafi ay siya ay isang FM radio DJ.
FM radio DJ.
Diba? Saan ka nag-DJ dati, Raf?
That is I was a DJ for 2 stations sa Dumaguete. And then there was also a time na naging announcer din ako sa isang FM station sa Cebu. So yeah, that was throughout my 20s na hindi pa ako sure kung ano yung gusto ko sa buhay. So panay
Kita mo nga,
parot pa rito.
Kita mo naman yung boses niya, yung
Oo
paggabi
nga po.
na may problema ka, tapos yung kakausapin mo, di ba?
Parang napaka-comforting ng
Oo,
boses ni Sir
ganyan.
Rafi.
Yan si Pero Rafi, magsimula nga tayo. Sino ba si Rafi Cabristante, ang Mr. Romantiko ng Dumaguete?
Ay.
Ikwento mo naman sa amin yung pinanggalingan mo kung saan ka,
Oo nga, sir.
paano ka napadpad ng Manila, then paano ka naman napunta ng Hong Kong?
Yeah. So basically, I think it started with like growing up na panay exposed talaga ako sa media like growing up. Dati we would watch TV together with my family, manonood ng newscasts basta hapunan o di kaya nakikinig ng radyo early in the morning. I remember my dad would like turn on the radio early in the morning to listen to like yung mga local na mga Bisaya songs, yung mga Max Urban, yung mga Yoyoy Villame. Oo.
Oo na.
So, opo. So, growing up, I really wanted na, or I always wondered what it was like to be an announcer on the radio. Kasi may mga figures akong tinitingala nung araw, no? And nung time din na yun, I was also watching English cartoon cable channels. And
Wala pang Peppa
so,
Pig noon, di ba? Panahon na yun.
wala pang ano po?
Wala pang Peppa Pig.
Wala pa.
Mga Sara ang munting prinsesa pala, mga Sedi, sir. Yan.
Ang mga sed. Shadow namang age reveal yan, sed.
Magka-age kayo ni Jairus eh. Kaya nakaka-relate to si Jairus eh. Tsaka yung sister.
Oo nga,
Mga ganyan
oo.
ng mga
Opo.
tawa ng tawa itong mga
so,
nasa master control eh. Nakaka-relate sa mga cartoons nyo eh. O yung cartoons ko nakalagay
Ayan,
na eh.
yung mga Flame of Recca, yung mga Dragon Ball Z. Kaya, ayan.
Mga card
yan
captor
yung mga-
Sakura. Yan, mga...
Doraemon.
Doraemon,
Yung
yan,
mga-
sir.
Oo.
So yun
So,
nga, paano ka napuntang Manila, Raf?
So it was like really part of my goal kasi napaka-idealistic ko. Well, there's still a bit of idealism in me even after all these years na nasa industriya tayo. Pero nung time na yon, alam mo naman, estudyante at gustong-gusto talaga na atat na
Mm.
na lumuwas ng Maynila noon kasi alam mo na I was running for honors at that time and I really wanted to like make a name and build a career for myself in the media industry. So talagang yun talaga yung target ko. I remember like applying for a lot of news organizations in Manila back then. I had no other alternative kasi para it was like all or nothing.
Mm.
So, yun. Kaya na naging mapalad na one of the major TV stations took me in. And then, yun nga, and doon yun na yung naging start ng career ko. And yun na rin yung naging start ng pagluwas ko sa Maynila. And, but hindi because I was in Dumaguete for like a big part of my life, medyo hindi talaga naging madali yung pag-adjust from like a
Mm.
small town to a big city.
Yes, opo.
Kaya yun. So that was like one of the main challenges that I had to face.
Naalala ko nga, panay
Um,
ang pasyal mo eh. Pagka off, talagang you were going around the city, no, enjoying the sights.
yeah, so parang nandun pa rin yung pagka-turista mode kasi alam mo naman medyo boring din naman kasi dun sa apartment ko dati. So I'd had to like go out and make use of or make the most of my time. Kaya panayang gala sa Luneta o kaya
Talagang
minsan sa
ganun, eh.
Opo.
Makati. Oh,
Ayan,
minsan sa Makati, sa area na 'yon. So, talagang um even though medyo challenging yung pag-commute nung araw,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
I would still make the time. I would still see to it na talagang uh I would like have time for myself, mga me time kumbaga.
Mm.
ayun, Sir
Ayun.
Raffy, no po. Sorry. Pero, Sir, from Dumaguete to Manila, tapos, Sir, nag-migrate po kayo overseas, papuntang abroad. Tama po ba, Sir? So, after Manila, pumunta po kayong Hong Kong.
Um You mean when I migrated to Hong Kong? I migrated here a couple of years ago,
Opo.
2023. So more than 2 years na ako dito sa Hong Kong. Medyo recent lang.
Sir, so,
Um,
parang just for us to have a background po, ano po yung parang naging deciding factor po ninyo? Bakit po nag-transition po kayo from your career here in the Philippines papuntang Hong Kong po?
okay. Well, it was really more of a career decision.
Opo.
Talagang it was really part of my trajectory in my career path. Kahit nung nasa Pinas pa ako na talagang at some point in my career, I would really like to cover a bigger scope more than just the Philippines. And at that point na lumipat ako ng Hong Kong, I was already a journalist in the Philippines for like almost a decade. And if you're also asking if there was like a certain time in my life that really pushed me, kasi matagal ko na pinag-iisipan na mag-migrate, pero meron talagang isang event that really gives you the enough nudge, and that was like back in 2022. So I was invited for a journalism conference in Bali, and I had a
Yes.
short stopover in Singapore at that time. Mga overnight layover lang. And alam mo na, and I haven't traveled outside the Philippines for like 10 years up
Yes.
until 2022. And then nung nandun ako sa alam mo na sa Merlion Park, dun sa city center ng Singapore, I was like, ano ang ginagawa ko sa buhay ko?
So, dun ka
And
nag-soul
at the time,
searching, ha?
Nagkaroon ng existential
Oo.
crisis, Sir.
nagkaroon ng ganong crisis in my mind
Opo.
na anong ginagawa ko sa buhay ko. And I was almost getting out of my 20s at the time. And and I was working remotely from my hometown in Dumaguete. So and Dumaguete is really so small, and minsan
Mm.
naisip ko anong ginagawa ko sa buhay ko? Ang laki-laki ng mundo, pero nasa Dumaguete pa rin ako. So, after my trip to Singapore and Bali, when I went back to my hometown, I was like, okay, sige, let's try this. And I applied to a lot of news organizations around Asia Pacific.
Yes.
And dito sa Hong Kong, pinalad. And yun nga. And the rest was history. And when I got the job, di talaga ako nagdalawang isip. I took the offer and I went here. And awa ng Diyos hanggang ngayon, nakaka-adjust naman at nakakaraos pa rin naman. And I really like my life here, actually. I really enjoy being here in Hong Kong. And ano na rin ako nasa punto na rin ako na I'm also slowly but surely considering Hong Kong home. So kumbaga nasa in transit na ako. There's
Talagang
like a
nag-adjust
point.
na siya.
Oo nga, sir. For 3 years na rin po kayong andyan, Sir Rafi, no?
Kasi hindi tulad
mahigit
ng
2
ibang
years na.
OFWs
Opo.
din. May mga OFWs na kahit matagal na, ayaw.
May homesick
Mayroon
pa
pa
rin
rin siyang
talaga.
may resistance pa rin siya
Opo.
sa life abroad. At
Yes.
gusto talagang bumalik. So si Rafi, ayaw na niya kaming makita.
Well adjusted.
Grabe.
Ayaw na niya kaming makita, kaya nag-migrate. Iba naman yung gustong makita.
Opo.
Di ba, no, Rap?
Matinding rin talaga challenge din po lalo na sa iba nating kababayan overseas yung pag-adjust. Pero good to know na si Sir Rafi ay nasa maayos na kondisyon po sa Hong Kong with his job at South China Morning Post.
Isa yan sa pinakamalaking newspapers. Well, not just newspaper. News organization sa Asia.
Sa Asia.
So, Raf, yung ibalik ko lang yung question dun sa you were a fellow of the Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative. Sa US ito na grant and napaka-competitive ng grant na yan and you're one of those selected for that grant. So, ano yung naging experience mo doon na nakatulong sa iyo as a journalist?
Yeah, so actually, yung napasukan ko na program was way before. It was like a forerunner to YCD. So I became a member of YCD through this program that I joined back in 2011. Sobrang tagal na. I was in university back then. It was called the Southeast Asia Youth Leadership Program. And it was like a summer-long exchange program sa isang public university in the Midwest in the US. It was called Northern Illinois University. It was in DeKalb, which is like an hour away from Chicago. And it together with me was like a couple of young leaders at that time from Dumaguete. And nagkaroon kami ng exchanges with fellow young leaders from all over Southeast Asia, particularly Indonesia, Myanmar, and Thailand. So, dahil dun sa experience na yun, actually, I also credit that experience to why I really wanted to eventually move out and cover international news.
Actually, Rafi, Jairus, yung anong tawag nun, YCL na program.
Yes, YCL.
Para din siyang in a way pareho ng program ng CFO, yung
Sa
ULEAD.
ULEAD.
Sa ULEAD, yung CFO kasi Rafi, merong ULEAD program. Iba naman yon yung mga Filipinos, yung Filipino youth na nakatira na lumaki, nakatira sa ibang bansa. We bring them here to the Philippines to rediscover their roots. Kumbaga sa'yo naman, pabalik naman yung program na pinasok mo.
Okay.
And yeah, I really am I'm really familiar with like that kind of sentiment kasi here in Hong Kong may mga nakilala na rin akong mga Pilipino na dito lumaki sa Hong Kong. And meron silang strong desire to reconnect with the motherland, with the homeland.
O yan, Jairus, Hong
Ayan.
Kong. So, I think we have to promote ULEAD sa Hong Kong.
Kakausapin po kita mamaya, Sir Rafi, with regard to this.
Si Jairus kasi yung isa sa program lead niyan ng
Ng ULEAD.
Okay. ayun, so may mga nakilala rin ako mga Pilipino na they have a strong desire to like reconnect.
So, anong tingin mo, Raf? Bakit they have that desire? No? Kasi may mga na-meet din ako before na ano naman, yung kasi dinidiscourage naman ng parents to reconnect.
Exactly.
Di ba?
Yun, exactly. It was because of their parents na parang kaya nga tayo nag-abroad kasi gusto namin na meron kayong magandang buhay dito sa Hong Kong, but gusto nyo naman bumalik ulit ng Pilipinas. Pero yun nga, kasi nga, dito kasi sa Hong Kong, even if ako, laking Pilipinas ako, at nandito lang ako sa Hong Kong for a few years, I kind of feel that sentiment na, yung parang nasa in transit ka, kumbaga. Na hindi mo na, parang, at least ako bilang laking Pinas, meron pa rin akong sense of identity as a Filipino kasi lumaki ako doon or lumaki ako dyan. However, itong ibang kasing mga Filipino na nakilala ko na lumaki sa ibang bansa, they have like this struggle to like ask themselves. May tendency kasi na parang yes, Filipino ako, pero but parang I
May
still
kulang,
feel like
ano?
an outsider.
Oo.
May kulang,
Oo.
exactly.
So
Yun yung
napupunan.
gusto nilang ma-fill na gap. That's like a gap that they really want to
Yeah.
fill.
Alam mo,
Yun.
Jairus,
That's why-
itong si Rafi, lagi ko itong binibiro. Kabiruan ko ito
Oo,
sa
si Rafi.
GMA kami. Kasi pag natatapos yung shift niya, nagfe-farewell walk yan. Talagang pinapasadahan niya yung buong newsroom. So, nag-goodbye yan sa lahat. Tapos dadaan yan dun sa crush niya. Ganun pa rin ba ang style mo sa South China Morning Post?
Hindi po, sir. Ano na yun, those days are long gone. Okay na.
talaga,
Opo. Okay na ako dito, sir.
So, ano na lang, since para malapit nang maubos yung ating oras, Rafi, so, ano ang mensahe mo sa mga kabataang manunulat, mga journalist na nangarap din na maging, katulad mo, maging international journalist at naging songwriter? Ano bang mensahe mo sa kanila? Anong maya advice mo sa kanila?
If they really want to pursue a career like in a global newsroom, I think it's also best to develop connections ahead. Pero of course, aside from connections, napaka-importante din ng experience kasi yan talaga yung pundasyon natin bilang
Opo.
ng skill set natin bilang isang mamamahayag.
Connections and
Minsan
experience.
nga, connections and experience. Kasi, I mean, especially sa industriya natin sa Pilipinas, talagang mas binavalue yung experience, no? So maganda talaga na magkaroon ng experience in reputable newsrooms in the Philippines first, and then start broadening your horizons through joining conferences, through joining like yung mga networking events at least around Southeast Asia. Napakarami niyan. Napakaraming mga international conferences, especially in the major international hubs like Singapore and Hong Kong.
Okay.
And
So,
Ayun, yes po.
narinig natin, Jairus, ang kwento ni Rafi Cabrestante.
Opo, maraming salamat po Sir Rafi sa napaka-inspirational and forward-looking na mensahe para rin sa ating mga overseas Pinoys, no?
Siguro we will invite Rafi again in
Yes,
other
opo.
activities,
In other activities ng CFO.
Kasi kita mo naman napaka-calming nung kanyang
Opo.
diba?
Ayun, napakalaking karangalan po Sir Rafi na kayo po ay ngayon nasa serbisyong CFO. Maraming salamat po sa pag-accept ng aming invitation. Si Sir Rafi, maraming salamat po. Isang taong hindi lang marunong humanap ng balita, kundi marunong ding humanap ng tamang himig para sa ating bayan.
Alamin ang mga serbisyong inihahatid ng Commission on Filipinos Overseas. Serbisyong CFO. Dito lamang sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
At nagdaan na naman po ang isang araw ng pagsasahimpapawid ng ating programang Serbisyong CFO sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
At sa bawat kwento, sa bawat impormasyon, at bawat serbisyong hatid namin, layunin naming mapalapit ang gobyerno sa bawat Pilipino saan mang panig ng mundo.
Tandaan, kababayan, basta't balita at serbisyo publiko.
CFO kasama mo saan man sa mundo.
Hanggang sa muli, ito po si Ares Gutierrez,
Ito po si Jairus Madlangbayan,
ang serbisyong
CFO sa Bagong Pilipinas.
Narito na ang programang mag-uugnay sa mga Pilipinong
Rafi, thank you,
naninirahan
ah.
sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. Serbisyong CFO sa Bagong Pilipinas. Serbisyong hatid ng Commission on Filipino Overseas at Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Ang programang magtatampok sa mga proyekto at serbisyo publiko upang mapalakas ang ugnayan ng milyong-milyong Pilipino sa kanilang bansang pinagmulan. Serbisyong CFO sa Bagong Pilipinas. Dito sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service.